Going on, everybody? It's your boy Nate Biggs, Nate Tao, representing, holding it down out here. So let's get in our topic today. We'll be talking about MAAT, the laws of justice, right? The laws of MAAT. That's spelled M-A-A-T, the goddess of justice. And we'll be talking about her 42 principles. These were the progenitors or came before what we all know in the religious world as the Ten Commandments. But her laws were based on spiritual laws of the individual soul, having deeds and living life at a balance that they did not have to negatively affect someone else's life. And these 42 laws were just affirmations that once they were judged, and their soul were being judged and had to go to the afterlife to make it to heaven, they would be put into what is called the halls of Amenti. And in these halls, Ma'at had a scale. And on the scale of Ma'at, she had a feather. Her feather represented what is called truth. So her feather was on one part of the scale, and a soul would be on the other part of the scale. And in order to get to heaven, the individual soul had to be lighter than a feather in order to pass. Their deeds had to be lighter than the feathers. And they'd have to affirm that they followed all the laws of Ma'at. So, the laws of Ma'at, breaking it down, is love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. These 5 principles were the cornerstones of civilization in the ancient times for all civilized men and women, or what we would call tribes. These laws were pertinent, and they were very, very based on subconscious care and compassion. You wouldn't have to be told about it. This law was shown through the love of a child by its own mother. The first love that we get of the first law, which is natural preservation, right? So natural law, or the law of the Most High. And when I say Most High, for those in the religious world, referring to, you would call it God. And for in the spiritual world, we would say the All, the universe, the Almighty, everything that ever is and ever was and ever is at the same time, right? The omnipotent, the omnipresent, and the omniscient. So these laws that govern us are laws that are immutable, meaning that you can't stop them from occurring. They're just there. It just is. It's like the law of gravity. It just is. You either observe the law or you can go against the law. You can get on the building and you can jump off the roof. But at the same time, the law just is. There is no positive and negative parts of the law. There's just ways to perceive the law as being positive and negative. And as human beings, when we interact and communicate, we're following this same frequency, which is positive and negative. Now, these laws were put down to always show us in writing that these things were observed and respected. And for those that had ignorance, the light was shown to them through the process of knowing, of gnosis, of actually having someone teach them. And that's why in the ancient times they had what they call schools of thought, or mystery schools. So Ma'at was the goddess of justice. And her counterpart, her male counterpart, was Thoth, also known as Tehuti. And in Greek, his name is Mercury. And he was the god of wisdom, right? And wisdom, as we all know, is doing the right thing without being told to do it. Or better yet, knowing the end of an action before you make the decision to act, right? So, at the same token, Ma'at had a counterpart in the Greek civilization, the goddess of justice. And this goddess of justice that's in all courtrooms, she holds a scale, just like Ma'at. But the thing about her is it shows the proof that she's blind. She has blindfold on her eyes. All she can perceive from the scale is the balance. The balance of the deeds that are done that may not and must not outweigh the action. The action of how you treat others. In our society right now, we're going through, where humanity is no longer treating each other with justice. They're claiming through media and propaganda that everything is based on equality. But the truth is, if one person is hurt, then we all are hurt, no matter who it is. All we have to do is go back to the ancient times and understand that to be a civilized high society of intelligence, we have to view each other as one. That oneness of who we are is all that really matters. And so we will not hurt each other if we see the same light within each other. And another thing is, if we understand the principles of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, then we can have equality, which is the most highest principle of all being one. So oneness is the key to everything. An observance of the law and getting along with your fellow man by observing that they also too have to follow the law. And once we understand that, then we can boldly say that all is one and all is well. There's never been separation within the light. It's only been an illusion. And when we get back to oneness and care and compassion, then we can move forward in a great advantage. Thank you for having me. Take care. One love.